Not only did he score goals, he's quicker than you think. He can bring others into play. He doesn't mind mixing it with some of the big horrible centre-halves that are trying to kick him and bully him. He'll back in, he'll use his elbows a little bit.
Is he your number 9? You touched on it ever so briefly. He's your number 9 now, is he?
I think if everyone's fit, he's a number 9.
It's the 2024-25 season now, and so far, Kai Havertz has been proven to be worth every penny for Arsenal. From smart, intelligent runs into the box, to linking with his teammates and scoring goals, Havertz has been a key part of everything good Arsenal has done this season. He's been in red-hot form for the Gunners. The numbers don't lie. Havertz is averaging 2.2 shots per 90 this season, has a shot accuracy of 61.5%, averages 0.5 goals per 90, which amounts to a goal every 2 games so far, and has a conversion rate of 23.08%. He's definitely improved. And now he's like a player reborn under Arteta. He's currently got the most goals for the Arsenal team, and playing in that lone striker role, the questions about his physicality and ability to hold the ball have been replaced with smart runs and positioning he takes in the goal situations. It's like we're all just coming to see what Arteta saw in the guy months back. See, Arteta had a plan for Havertz that few others could see, and in 2024 that vision started to come to life. His use of Havertz has been versatile and tactically sound. Most often, Havertz operates as a left centre midfielder, but when he's pushed further up the field as a number 9, his presence is undeniable. His ability to hold up the ball and win aerial duels provides Arsenal with an option they didn't quite have with Gabriel Jesus, whose strengths lie elsewhere. Arteta's vision for Havertz was already evident in the Community Shield clash against Manchester City at the start of the 2024 season, where Havertz's movement and physicality were on full display. Havertz's runs into the box have been a game-changer for Arsenal. His timing, especially in making those late dashes at the back post, has given the team a new dimension in attack. His ability in the air is something that Arsenal had been lacking in recent seasons, and it's allowed him to create countless chances for players like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Havertz's presence up front has made it harder for defenders to focus solely on Arsenal's more traditional attackers, adding a layer of unpredictability to their offense. But it's not just his offensive contributions that have made a difference. When Havertz drops into a deeper role, playing as a number 8, he brings an entirely different skill set to the table. He's become a key figure in Arsenal's pressing game, winning back possession more frequently, intercepting passes, and linking up play with an intelligence that wasn't evident at Chelsea. He's thriving in ground duels, dominating in aerial battles, and constantly making life difficult for opposing teams. Even when he doesn't win a duel, his presence forces defenders into uncomfortable situations, opening up space for his teammates to exploit. Havertz is, in many ways, a hybrid player, part striker, part midfielder, and that makes him a unique asset for Arsenal. It's a combination of skills that the Gunners haven't really had in their squad before. But here's where it gets even better. The numbers tell their own story. Since Havertz joined Arsenal, he's played 61 games, scoring 20 goals and providing 8 assists. Now, that probably won't blow you away at first glance, but keep in mind a lot of those games were in midfield. From midfield, he only managed 6 goals and no assists, so while he was putting in the defensive work, the attacking output wasn't quite what we expected. But here's where it gets interesting. Once he moved up front, especially in 2024, everything changed. In 26 games, he's racked up 13 goals and 8 assists. That's 21 goal contributions in 26 games. Those are impressive numbers. What's exciting is that Havertz's stats are starting to look like those dream players Arsenal fans are always thinking about signing. You know, the kind of strikers they think, if they had him, they'd win the league. Some of the Premier League legends haven't even hit the number Havertz is putting up right now, and he's still young, so there's a lot more to come. Let's do a quick comparison with Haaland, looking at 2024. For non-penalty goals for clubs, Havertz and Haaland are tied at 19. Now, don't get me wrong, Havertz isn't Haaland. Haaland's already on track to be one of the all-time great Premier League scorers, and he's still got plenty of seasons to dominate. But the point is, Havertz is having a season that Arsenal fans might not fully appreciate yet. Not because he's on Haaland's level, but because he's quickly becoming a highly impressive striker. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far and want more content like this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Football Historia. Now, let's get back to it. If you look at the goal and assist rates of top Premier League strikers, players like Isak, Haaland and Watkins, Havertz holds his own. And here's the kicker. Havertz just turned 25. Strikers often hit their peak around this age, but Havertz is a bit unique. He hasn't been a striker for most of his career. He spent a lot of time in midfield at both Chelsea and Arsenal, so if he's performing like this now, just imagine what he could be doing in a few years. By 28, he could easily be hitting 20 Premier League goals a season. Just look at how he played against Southampton, or when they dominated Tottenham. And who can forget that big goal against PSG? Havertz is improving every week, and he's becoming one of Arsenal's key players on and off the pitch. In the Southampton game, Havertz started playing more like Ødegaard, operating from the right side. It was tough for him to get involved because Southampton's defence was so tight, and he often found himself as Arsenal's lone player going up against the last defender. Still, there were flashes of brilliance. Some nice link-up play with Jesus, particularly on that right side. Then in the last 30 minutes, Havertz moved up front, and it didn't take long for him to find the back of the net. Saka wins the ball and feeds it to Havertz, who turns and smashes it in off the post. One of his best finishes at Arsenal, hands down. You could just see the confidence in that strike. It's something we haven't really seen from him before. Usually, his shots lack that kind of power, or the technique isn't quite there, but this one was perfect. It was a huge goal that got them back in the game and completely shifted the momentum. After that, Havertz started drifting out to the left a bit more, linking up with everyone. In the 88th minute, he was fighting hard to win a header, trying to get Arsenal another goal. Even though he didn't win it, the ball dropped to him and he smartly played in Trossard, which led to the goal by Saka. That quick thinking was all Havertz, and you could just tell how much it meant to him. He's great in the air, bringing the ball down and getting his team going on the left. At 6'4", with a quick first touch, he's able to link up play and bring others into the game. Plus, he's a beast in the air and honestly, a better finisher than people give him credit for. Remember the Spurs game? Havertz was constantly finding those pockets of space between defenders. He'd get on the end of Raya's passes, not just from goal kicks, but anytime Arsenal defenders were under pressure, he was there to head it down and relieve the pressure. It really helped them create chances. There were moments when he was completely isolated, and he just dribbled through defenders like they weren't even there. While he hasn't done this as much at Arsenal, he has been in great form lately. That's why some think he should play more in midfield. He's fantastic at carrying the ball from deep. The only thing holding him back a bit is his long-range shooting, which could be improved. But when he's making those key passes, it's massive for Arsenal's attack. Now, we already know how great he is at moving off the ball and linking up with players. But what really stands out is his mental strength. Remember last season against Newcastle? He got a bit too heated, but you could see how badly he wanted to win for Arsenal. And then that emotional interview after the win over Everton? He was almost in tears because they didn't win the title. He didn't even care that he'd scored the winner, he was just focused on the bigger picture. It's clear that winning means everything to him. Fast forward to his recent performances and there's been a shift. Take that Southampton game we talked about before. Arsenal gave away a silly goal and it felt like they were going to have a frustrating start. But by the 55th minute, Havertz and Saka had had enough. Havertz was hungry for the ball, pushing into attacking positions. He was playing more centrally, even higher up than Jesus, which is a change we hadn't seen much. Even though Arsenal were up 3-1, Havertz wasn't satisfied. He kept working defensively, winning the ball back and making sure Southampton had no way back into the game. By the 97th minute, he was still driving the ball forward, trying to create more chances. The guy just doesn't settle. That drive and hunger are exactly why he needs to be a regular starter. Havertz is one of those players who knows when to be selfish and when to be selfless. It is an art. Sometimes you have to take the shot. Other times you need to bring your teammates into play. He's mastering that balance. In fact, he's become a big upgrade over Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah from last season, and it's hard to picture him anywhere but up front now. Think about his goals, like the one against Southampton, those headers against Wolves and PSG, or that strike against Chelsea, his old club. He's shown he can finish in style. If Arsenal want to see more of that, they need to keep him up front. Let them not shuffle him around just because he's versatile. Sure, he used to be a midfielder, but now he's their main striker and they need to treat him like that. Some might say Arsenal can find someone better. Well, maybe. But can they find someone who works as hard as Havertz? Someone who's versatile, scores with both his head and feet, stands at 6'4" and is at prime age? He does everything Arteta asks of him, every game. Finding someone who can step up in big games, at the Etihad, at Tottenham, score when they really need it, and shift the momentum in tight matches, that's a rare find. Replacing someone like Havertz wouldn't be easy. Now, while he's certainly making his mark on the pitch by playing well all round, the best part is that he's only getting better. Arsenal may need more than just 1 year of form to prove it's sustainable, but it's clear that Arteta and Edu had a vision when they signed Havertz. His versatility, his ability to play in multiple roles and adapt to different situations, has added an extra dimension to an already formidable Arsenal squad. At just 25, Havertz is still developing, and with a manager like Arteta guiding him, the sky's the limit. Whether he'll ever fully justify that hefty £65 million price tag remains to be seen, but for now, Havertz is undeniably making Arsenal a stronger, more dangerous team, and in all honesty, it worked both ways for him and his former team. Havertz is finding his feet at Arsenal, while over at Chelsea, a certain Englishman is making the Blues tick like crazy. Click the next video to find out how Cole Palmer can make Chelsea great again.